one day I'll come here and you'll have a roof and it'll
Who
be so
cares
exciting.
about the roof? You don't even... I went like a month without people even realizing I didn't have them.
Because we couldn't fly either.
That's how unimportant it is. It's like, wait a second, he doesn't have a roof.
I mean, I can see the sky through that window, but it's fine. It's fine.
No, that's blue
Ooh.
blocks behind the window. It's intentional.
New addition.
Yeah, there's going to be a river here one day, maybe, if I ever get to it.
I love it. I love it.
And a waterfall.
Ooh.
Maybe even a sewer eventually.
Maybe. Yeah, we might get to that.
Too many projects. Okay, let's check out the Trident farm. So,
yeah, where is it?
I'm actually very excited about this thing. I think it's pretty cool, and you're going to like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you can check if there's any drowns in stock by looking through the window here. I'll dress it up a little better later.
Wait, the little guy has a trident. That's so cool.
Yeah. So there's a big stack of these guys, and each one has a trident pretty much.
That's amazing. Okay, cool.
And because they're in a minecart, they won't despawn. So it's kind of like a battery. It's storing up trident guys.
Uh-huh.
And all I have to do is be in my area, and they'll just automatically go in here.
And then I just kill him?
Yeah, kill them as you want here. And they should drop... You got looting on your sword, right?
Yeah. There's a trident in there. That's probably from you earlier.
It might have been from earlier. I don't know what the drop rate is. I think it's like 8% or something. It's not super
It's not great. I can tell you that from my organic farming.
Hopefully we'll get a few here, though.
Got it. Okay.
I'll take
Your
over.
turn. It kind of hurts, Etho. You need like a slab there, maybe.
Oh, we got one.
You got one?
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, we got another. Oh, we're almost out of guys. Uh-oh, I see a leak in the system, too. I need to patch that.
The redstone's falling apart.
I put a lot of care into making this work, yes.
Uh-huh, I'm sure. I mean, it looks like it.
Just one little guy got out. Okay. Activator rails, you know? Why don't they do what they're supposed to do?
Okay, I'll turn this off now. It seems like we're all
I think it's
out.
out. What did we get? Only... I was hoping for a bit more, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
It's not bad. I feel like maybe I should make another sword that doesn't have fire aspect, because maybe the fire tick is killing them.
That's fine as long as you hit them within, I think, 2 seconds or something.
Oh, there's a cooldown. Okay, well, that's good.
All right, so the guys, they all get gathered together here. They chase a turtle egg.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of fall down a hole here.
Yep.
They get automatically put into a minecart. And then we have an axolotl right over there. And they'll try to throw their trident at the axolotl, and then the bubble stream makes it fly up and miss the axolotl and hit a target block instead.
Oh my god. They can interact with target blocks.
Yeah, the trident hits the target block, and then it switches our junction here so that they go to our bubble column instead of going to the killing chamber here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it seems to work really good, actually.
How did you think of that? That seems so good. And so these guys that died, you still collect their stuff, the regular guys?
Yeah, but I think they just drop rotten flesh. I don't think it's really worth doing.
Right, they don't do anything fancy if you don't kill them.
Whoa! Oh, I blocked his way.
Yeah.
They get ejected
awesome!
into a campfire, and then the minecart hits a cactus and it gets recycled.
Oh my gosh, you make me wish I was good at redstone. What a cool system.
I don't really need tridents myself until later. Like, I'll probably make a mini game eventually with them.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, you can use them for your shop or whatever you want. All right, everybody. Well, I am excited. We're going to get working on our Frogger game again this episode, and I'm hoping we'll get a lot done. And then maybe next episode we can build the shop and possibly open it. It would be amazing if we can make that happen, but we got a lot to do on this still, so let's try to get a lot done today. You can see we worked on the road. We got it textured a little bit now. It's not great, but there's not a lot I can do about that. There's not too many options for slabs that we can use, but we tried. And then also, I found a lot of the hermits were having trouble telling there were 5 spots at the end there because we only had 3 frogs. So I added in 2 more. Something I mentioned at the end of last episode was the idea of maybe getting rid of the main loop for the Ravagers and breaking it up into 5 smaller loops. And you can see that main loop it's gone. Instead, we got the 5 mini loops, and it has worked out so much better now. We now have control over when we want to release the Ravagers in each of the lanes, and that allows us to balance the difficulty much better. There's also less chance of the Ravagers running into each other due to like randomization piling up. And there's one more really big benefit to switching to the 5 mini loops instead of one big main loop. Check this out. We start up our game. Look how much faster the Ravagers fill up the lanes. Before we had to wait like a full minute for them to weave in and out between each lane one by one. And now we don't need to make the player wait that time. And I'll just show you how the mini loops work here. So each of the lanes has a holding area. So this is the holding area for the second lane. And then they go over to the right here. And then we can control each of those holding areas when we want to release the Ravager. So they go to the right, and then this is the holding area for the first lane. And they just keep looping between the two. There's a slight pattern to it. You'll notice it like releases them in a wave. And then there's kind of a gap. Sometimes not so much. So we have a hopper clock running for the main game loop. Just 6 items in there. That sends out a pulse to all the randomizers. 10 in total, 1 for each lane. See, it just flashed here. And that goes to a chain of droppers here. This one has a 1 in 6 chance of selecting the shears. If it does, the comparator has a signal strength of 2, and then it can shortcut to the end here. Otherwise, it's got to go through each of these one by one, and each one has a 4-tick delay between, -1 from that, so 3 ticks between each of these. So a 1 in 6 chance, then it goes to a 1 in 5 chance, then a 1 in 4, 1 in 3, 1 in 2, and then if none of those triggered, the final one guarantees that a Ravager gets released, because if that didn't happen, then another Ravager would run into it and it would mess up the whole thing. Yeah, so basically what these randomizers do is they vary the amount of time it takes for the Ravager to get released from like 0 seconds at the close randomizer here all the way up to like 1.5 seconds if it makes it all the way to the end. And that might not seem like a lot of time, but minecarts move like 8 blocks per second. So that's a variation of like 0 to 12 blocks difference each cycle here with the Ravagers, where it makes it very difficult to predict what they're going to do. Like, see, this guy, he's at the end, and then there's no guy there. That's quite a bit of time gap, right? This time he's at the end, and then look, this guy's already going.
So you play many times in a row, or no?
Yeah, so you got to fill up the 5 spots at the end to beat the level, kind of thing. So like you just got to the middle one, so then that would close, and you can't take that path again. You have to find a different path.
How are you gonna make it so that they actually kill you, though?
Which, the Ravagers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop the player at the start. Probably get them down to like on a spike, probably get them down to half a hit or something. Then
that's smart.
The magma will kill you.
Such a clean way of doing it. I don't think it's too hard, too easy.
Do you think it's too hard at all, or you think it's within range?
Well,
the big thing is that it's fun, I guess. Like, do you think it's fun?
Yeah, I do think it's fun. Yeah, I do think
cool.
It's addictive. I'm still here.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so we had both Iskel and Cubfan help us test out the game after we made the big changes to it, and I think it's in a pretty good place. I think it might be a little bit more difficult than I would like, but we can, we can give the player more lives. Maybe instead of starting with 3, you start with 5, or maybe even more. We can also just add more drip leaf to the water section, which is what we're doing now. And that way, like, the big reason you die here is because you get locked into where you have to move, and you have little control over that. By adding more drip leaf, it gives more player control and makes it slightly easier. Also add in a couple lily pads for places where people can rest a bit longer if they want to. Okay, so I think today we're going to also try decorate stuff a little bit as well. So I'll probably add some seagrass to our water section here. In a few places, sea pickles, just a few things in the water. I also want to try, this is like both decorative and it will affect gameplay a little bit. What happens if we put, maybe let's space them apart a bit here, some turtles in the water? I don't know if that's going to do anything. It'd be kind of funny if they like tried to climb up on the drip leaf and actually like affected the game every once in a while. All right, well, I think the next big thing to figure out with our game here is what are we going to put behind those frogs? What kind of information does the player need? How are we going to display it? And like, what are we tracking in our game kind of thing? So kind of got an idea already. I think I want to try out 7-segment displays. It'll be a good challenge for me. It's something I haven't really used before too much. And it's a great way of showing numbers in mini games like this. We're going to do it out of lamps. And a great block to go with that, I think, is this black terracotta. It's got a little bit of color in. It kind of goes well with the lamps, but it's not like super dark like black concrete. It also kind of goes well with the color of frogs we have here. So first off, I think we just need to give them something to sit on. But then we want to transition from horizontal to vertical. So this is going to be like the corner at the end of our room here, where it's going to start going up now. I'm going to have like an outline out of smooth sandstone here for our 7-segment display. Let's see how that looks if we go back. Because we got to make sure everything is visible as well. Okay, so that's like just at the top of the frogs from this perspective. As we get closer, what happens? Okay, so the frog gets a little bit higher than the sandstone as we get closer, but I think it's probably good there actually. So maybe we leave one block gap with the black terracotta, and then we start the 7-segment here. It's going to be 5 blocks tall. Well, check it out. I think we're on the right track here. I like how this looks. I think we'll have a good view of the display. Just imagine though, we got a bit of work to do here. We have to clear out all this stone. It's blocking the view, but I think once that's gone, you'll be able to see it nice and clearly. All the way up to here, you get to the middle of the course, you can still see it very clearly. I would say all the way up to about here, it starts getting obstructed by the frogs. They start going in front of the numbers. And you'll probably be able to read it all the way up to about here, and then it's basically unreadable. But at this point, you're at the end of the level, and I don't think you'd really be looking at that. You're just focusing on the exit at that point, right? So I think that's good. I did an outline on the bottom and the top just to highlight it. But also I added 2 blocks of sandstone at the top there so that we can maybe hang some banners on it with writing to explain what each of these digits represents. So the one on the right there, it's going to be for our total score, 3 digits. And then the one in the middle, I think, is going to be our timer. So it's going to count down from 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 0. And I think the way we're going to do the score is whatever the timer is at when you get to the end is going to get added to your total. So let's say it's at 7, that gets added to your total. Next round, if it's at 5, your total score becomes 12. And I think that's a good way of doing it. Nice and simple. And then that last one there is for the number of lives you have left, number of attempts, and once that hits 0, it's game over. But yeah, we kind of hit a dead end here. Until we get rid of all this stone in our way, we can't really do much more. So that's my next job. I just cut out a sliver here. I think the way this is gonna go, I'm gonna just make a perfectly flat ceiling out of packed ice. Packed ice, I think, is the closest thing you can get to like sky color. I left in a little thing of trapdoors by the sign here as well. I think we're gonna put lighting over that just so it lights up our sign a little bit better below. I didn't plan it when we started this project, but this natural cave we found is actually going to save us so much work. Like, I need the space back here for our 7-segment display as well, and it's already dug out for us, so that's awesome. We just have like 10 blocks or so above the road we gotta chisel out here and a little bit wider as well, and I think we're good. So I'm gonna get digging here. Also, I think we'll probably need about 2 shulkers full of packed ice for the sky, so I'm going to get that too. The stone is gone. The sky is in. The Etho coffeeed up. And the big thing, of course, above our head there, the 7-segment display, our very first one, installed. Oh boy, this took me a good 6 hours to design. But it's really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. But the big challenge now is, how do I show you this without making this episode a big snoozer? So I don't think we can break it down. I think that would take way too long. I'm going to just go over the general idea, and I think we'll fly around with FreeCam to kind of show it all to you. So it's 4 blocks wide. I'm not sure if it's tileable. I tried really hard to make it tileable, but I won't know until I build another one next to it and try it out. But it is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks long. Kind of 10. There's this and this as well. Where the bamboo block is where you input your signal. So it takes a comparator signal from 0 to 9, and it displays exactly that on the screen. So comparator strength of 5 displays the number 5, which is cool. And you can also skip through numbers. You don't have to go like one after another. If you want, you can put pretty much any number on the screen. And it's about 1 block above the screen, but the chunky part of it is down below. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks down because I had a lot of trouble getting the number 7 into it. And that's what most of this is down below. It's like the last number, and I just struggled. I just did whatever worked. I wasn't really focusing on compacting at that point. But yeah, let's fly through it here. So I'm just going to try show you as much as I can here. If somebody wants to make a tutorial on this, go for it. I'm not going to. And I don't even really recommend you try to build this. Like there's easier ones to build. I would recommend checking out Meizuma's games if you're looking for a 7 segment. He's got a lot of good ones. He also uses a different method than I'm using. That's kind of why this one's so crazy looking, is because most 7 segment displays, you encode information into them. So it's almost got like a built-in memory, and based on like the position of cauldrons or pistons or observers or something, you can tell it exactly how you want it to show up on the screen. But what I decided to do, because I'm crazy, and I was looking for a challenge, I wanted to see if I could just do hard redstone, separate all the redstone signals out from each other, so all the digits 0 to 9, and then just directly connect them up to the screen. So the screen is inverted, and then I got 22 different connections going to the lamps on the screen, and I gotta just deal with the wires not crossing and interfering with each other, pistons not getting butt updated, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I pretty much had to bust out every trick in the book, like leaf stone and all that, to get it compact enough where stuff wouldn't interfere with each other as well. Also, pay attention to where the glowstone lamps, like what state they're in if you're attempting to build this. Also where the redstone blocks are. Remember, we're on number 4 right now. So these redstone blocks, that one's up. These 2 are out. And just double check the lamps. And let's see, I think I showed this. There are 2 barrels here, and each of these 2 barrels has a comparator on subtract mode. So there's one over there for it. And the other barrel is over here. Again, similar circuits. In the barrel closest to the lamps here, we have exactly 7 stacks of items inside. And then the barrel in the back here, we have 11 stacks of items. Also, I should point out, every single repeater in this is set at 1 tick. None of them are at 2, 3, or 4, so that makes it a lot easier to build this, if you know that. And also, there is a sneaky observer, which you might miss if I didn't point it out. Yeah, so that's important as well. So as far as like actually hooking up information to this, you can put like a shulker box right where the bamboo is here, or any other comparator signal, or you can read it through a block like I'm doing, just for simplicity right now. This is a circuit, I think by Crafty Masterman was the first one to figure this out, where you can use crafters as a counter. You craft 9 iron nuggets into an ingot, and then it goes in here, and then they go back down to the dropper, and you can go from 0 to 9 that way, very simply, and that works perfect for our display. Every time we send that a pulse, it counts by 1. We can also put a hopper underneath that crafter to pull items out if we want to subtract. That's like as fast as it can read it, I would say, like, and actually show it. But if we go faster than that, it won't mess things up. It just can't really keep up in showing it on the display. Right, like you can kind of see it was at 2 there, now it's at 6, but yeah, but when we shut this off, it'll be at the correct thing. So it says 7 right now. Let's just double check the crafter. There's 7 in there. Yeah, so that works. Oh, snap. Okay, so I just spent some time here installing the 4 other displays, so they're all done now, and oh, this makes me so happy. It turns out they actually are tileable, which makes this design much better, and also I'll probably be using it more in the future. It could use some optimizing in a few places. Like, I don't know if these pistons are actually necessary. We could probably use observers, and then they'd be quiet. You know, I just can't spend any more time on this episode, so leaving it where it's at. I had to change one thing to make it tileable, though, from what I showed you, and that's over here. It was observer, note block before, and we switched it to observer, note block, observer. That way, when this gets squished next to it, it doesn't accidentally activate the note blocks on the other side. They're kind of checkered in between each other this way. So that works out great. Yeah, all these pistons, by the way, they are regular pistons in the design, except for the one at the log here. That's a sticky. We have some logical stuff to work out with this, but I'll save that for later, I think. If you power the crafter at the top here, though, it stops it from crafting. So then you just send like 10 pulses to this, and then it'll reset to 0 when the game's over. So that's pretty simple to do. And yeah, we got to finish this sign, don't we? Okay, so let's start getting back to building here. I'm thinking maybe we want to kind of give it a bit of a bend as well, not just like a square shape or a rectangle. Something like this, I think would look a lot better. Well, you know what B-Dubs always says? When in doubt, smooth it out. That's right. So let's try smooth this a bit better. We'll use birch as like an in-between as well. And did that do the trick? I think that's good. Keep in mind, we won't be looking up close at this thing either. It's going to be from a distance. We're going to add trapdoors all along here. So it's like an in-between color from the sandstone to this black terracotta, and it'll just be a little easier on the eyes, I think. We still got quite a bit of building left to do on this thing, and we're gonna need some materials to do it. And interestingly, something else happened when Istio came by the other day. What are you gonna do with all your wealth, you know? Investment,
does
maybe?
Absolutely.
There's some
I would
talented
love to
young
invest.
entrepreneurs on this server. You could maybe back one of them.
What, like gem? Pearl?
No, I was thinking of, like the real cool entrepreneurs on the server.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like Tango. I think this needs investment. You definitely need some work on the roof and stuff. You don't want to be mining blocks. You want to be using your brain as a game developer. You don't want to think about diamonds. That is why today, here right now, I am going to invest 3 stacks of dispensers and 30 blocks of diamonds. As an investor, I need to know these things. I've seen Shark Tank. I need to know how much you're selling frog lights for in the shopping district for which you have the permit. And how much you would get if you play the game and win. Like, would you get more than you would get in the shop or not?
So, still talking to our analysts about that one. We're undecided, but you'll probably get more playing the game than just buying them for the same amount of diamonds.
Right. Is it Maria you got as an analyst there?
Maria, she's taking time off. She couldn't handle the pressure.
Classic.
We got Mark.
Classic Maria, right?
Mark, but he's still kind of learning. He's not very good.
He's a bit of an awkward man, if I'm honest. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes these weird noises when he talks.
Yeah, Mark always misses the mark, I tell you.
Imagine being named Mark.
Oh, no, you would never.
An analyst.
You would hear that like 20 times a day.
Yeah. Okay, well, with this said, I am willing to invest in a mere... I'll take 20%. Say yes.
That is a lot of diamonds.
Say yes.
Okay, 20%. Let's go shopping. So there is a brand new shop that has just opened up in the shopping district, and well, I guess there's a few of them, aren't there? There's Pearl's Purpur shop. But no, I'm of course talking about the one I'm very excited for here, the big one. We are gonna go check out Rendog's Diorite Depot. That's right, it's finally open. Oh my goodness. He's got his special Martian terrain or whatever he's doing here with his explodey pods and sulfur pits and oh, it's just amazing. And does it have the Rendog special? Fancy sounds, you know it. 1 diamond for 2 stacks. That's actually a fair price. I'm sorry, Red. I as cool as this is, I don't need diorite. Nobody needs diorite. I hate to say it. It's a cool shop though. No, we gotta go check out Tango's brand new redstone factory. I've been waiting for redstone. Look at this. He did a fantastic job on this. 2-tech delay. All your redstone needs. Oh, I haven't seen any of this. This is all new for me. I just saw the floor in here before. Okay, yeah, he added quite a bit to it. Okay, cool. This is right above our Frogger game, by the way. So I've been working underneath this for days. Okay, so how does he got this laid out? I think he's got like these machines Yeah, they show off like what the different redstone components do, which is awesome. Showing off the crafter and droppers and stuff here. I think they're all like sensor activated, like when you get into the area. Yeah, look at this. Triggers when you walk up to it. That's awesome. Showing off the pistons. What else did he do here? This one I haven't seen. This is brand new. Daylight sensor. Okay. Running a clock of some sort. Oh, is that a chicken? It's shooting eggs at the target block. Oh, and then they're dying in the lava? Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh, I tell you. Very cool, though. Oh, I see. Based on where it hits on the target, it lights up more lights, I think. Honestly, I'm probably just going to buy redstone, if we can find it. Here it is. Wow, that goes quickly, though, doesn't it? Oh, boy, that's a little steep. That was a lot of diamonds that are just liquefying away here. How much more do I have? I don't have a lot left. Oh, boy. But we need them. We need it for the Frogger game. I'm going to save a little bit so we can go shopping a couple other places here, but that should do us for a bit. Yeah, I've been finding this season of Hermitcraft especially, I've really been struggling to get redstone, and now that that shop's open, I should be good now. I thought I'd just check it out, though, like what we're actually at here. So I placed 6,000 redstone, about 4,500 rails, 3,500 power rails. Most of that gold I got from mining. Yep, it's been a struggle. Okay, repeaters, 1,700. Hoppers were at 1,400. Torches, 1,000. Pistons, 900. Comparators, 800. That's a big one. 800 observers. 750 droppers. Yeah, it's been a bit. Anyways, another thing we're going to need for the Frogger game is some copper. I have an idea for the city part of it. It's 1 diamond block for a stack. Honestly, that's fair. Like, it takes a lot of time to age copper. I think we're going to need about 5-6 stacks if I was to guess. Boy, that investment, it's going quickly, Eskel. There's another really amazing shop that's opened up, though, which is going to help us out here. Etho's better than nothing. That's right. So I just put some pop-up shops here for some of our other permits. I'm hoping to get around to these once the Frogger game's done, but let's just check out if we've made anything. So I'm selling at 9 diamonds for a full shulker of all this stuff here. Yeah, these prices are a little bit on the cheap side, but it's also like a lot of stuff that people can get easily themselves. So I just want them to use my shop instead of wasting their time, you know? Oh, andesite. This is especially cheap. I'm surprised we didn't sell all of that out. Okay, we got 18 there. Oh boy, okay, that's the big one. These are 6 diamonds each. I should write this in our ledger, by the way. I've been trying to keep track of like all the diamonds we've made. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that's 90. Just from stone. I'm surprised nobody wants mossy cobble. It's kind of a pain to craft it. Let's take a moment here to check out our mail as well. We got, what's this? This must be from Beef. Yeah. So I messaged Beef, it's like, hey, I keep emptying your shop out of shulker boxes. Maybe send me some shells instead. And that way you don't have to pay the chests to craft them and all that stuff. I'll take care of it, you know. And then it's more convenient for me too. What did he say here? My dearest Etho, I have considered your proposal and I agree with you that you are always depleting my shop of shulker boxes. For this, I can never forgive you. It seems as though the best thing for both of us would be for me to provide you with these 4 stacks of shulker shells to do with as you see fit. 4 stacks. That's a lot of shells. I know, it's not really. I was hoping for more. I'm very generous. Sure, Beef. Sure, yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. By accepting these shulker shells, your lifetime supply of shulker boxes has now been revoked. Love you. Oh, no. Do we send them back? I think we have to send them back. That guy. Oh, if there's one thing I've learned about Beef, he always adds a note at the end of his books. All right, well, I wrote him a reply letter here. I remember when I first gave him the 200 diamonds for like the lifetime deal. A lot of people thought I was making a mistake. I'm probably getting close to like 800 shulker boxes from his shop at this point. I think he's getting sick of me. I wrote a little extra thing here too. And sent. Thanks by Iscal. Thank you for installing my mailbox. It was super quick. Thanks. It wasn't. Okay, and oh yeah, the horn of the month from Cub. So you can sign up to get a free horn every month from his shop. I did that. Let's check it out.
Hey, little guy.
By the way, I hired a new employee here to work in our garden. He eats most of the food, but he does a good job. Look at this. He is actually working. All right, we got to get back to the Frogger game. There's still lots left to do. Oh boy, yeah, I always have this dilemma. It's like, I love doing projects like this. This is my kind of project. You know, it's fun. You can play it when you're done. It's got a lot of problem solving to it. It's got a lot of different pieces you got to get working together. And overall, it's just like something you've probably never seen in Minecraft, right? So it's really cool. On the other hand, though, oh my goodness, it takes so long to get this stuff done, guys. So I'm sorry if this episode took a bit longer to come out than I would have liked. Also dealing with some real life busyness and, you know, springtime and also taxes. Aha, yes, I had an idea of what I wanted to get done this episode, and we pretty much got it all done here. Maybe getting this done as well would have been nice, but yeah, we did pretty good. I'm just worried this project's going to drag on if I don't focus. So I just decided to do a bunch of building here off camera. Try to get this episode out to you. We did most of the interesting stuff here together. I'll just kind of run you through like some of the decisions here I made. So for the most part, like everything we want the player focused on is at the front of our game here. All this stuff. Everything on the side we don't really need. It's this like space we had to fill. And importantly here, though, we also need to make sure whatever we put there doesn't steal focus away from the middle. So I tried to just do very bland, very basic stuff here. Not a lot of detail. So it's just like one type of block there. I did like a fake cityscape to match the city vibe we have here with the road and that. And then when we get to the swamp area here with the lily pads and that, I decided to do like a sort of a jungle swampy thing up above. And that actually has a lot of detail to it, which is not good. So to make sure it doesn't steal your attention, I just kept it very dark. Now the area down below here, again, we kept pretty dark. We used mud as a background. There's not much lighting there. You guys had an idea of I should maybe have some way of other players watching people play the game. A lot of you suggested originally, like I make the glass transparent and people can walk above there. I decided since we need to fill the sides with something, that would probably be a good place to put it. So from our shop, we're going to make it so people can walk into these side areas and watch the people playing the game and just kind of hang out here if they want to. Okay, so let me walk you through what we have to do yet. So I'm thinking we're going to have a room up above there, a glass room where we can look out at our game. That is where our bed is going to be, up there. And if we have lives left, then when we respawn, it'll subtract 1 from our lives and we'll start in that room. The timer won't start running till we like hop down though. And then we'll trigger a piece of string or something. That'll make the timer get going. We'll land on a spike. That'll get our health down to where Ravagers can one-hit kill us and the zombie and that kind of stuff. And then we got to figure out what to do about these barriers. I don't think we're going to keep these, but I'm not sure what to put there instead. I just chopped out a bunch of them because I didn't like how they were blocking our view at the end here. Some of you suggested I do road signs or flower beds. I'll have to experiment with that. I've been struggling finding something I like though. And then we're gonna hop across. I put some cattails in the water. Maybe a mistake because you can run into them, but thought they looked kind of nice. Also, the turtles. Oh boy, the turtles were a disaster. So one of them just like got stuck in the corner here and refused to move once it got here. The other one somehow got below the trap door, and when I went to test out the game, the Ravagers ran into it and got all bunched up, and I had to fix it. So he's gone. Yeah. We also worked out the end, so the idea is we're going to hop in. We put lights there so you can clearly see when you're at the other end that we have to go here. We have a little frog at the end that we're supposed to rescue, right? The idea is we're going to drop down. Because we're low on health, we're going to die when we fall a little bit. and we'll probably land on a pressure plate. And then that'll close the gates and add to our score and do all the stuff we need to logically, which we still got to work out yet. Maybe when we get all 5 frogs, we reset it, maybe get some bonus points, like 10 points or something, and maybe an extra life would be kind of cool. But yeah, we'll have to work all that stuff out later. Because I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Until the next one, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
It was some kind of phantom entity or something.
No!
Berry
Why?
bush.
It's happening.
I'm getting
still?
hit. I'm getting
What
hit again.
happens?
I didn't see it.
Man,
getting
that's
hit
so
again.
weird.
I'm not
What?
seeing
on
the flashing
earth?
anymore.
I'm not seeing anything like invisible with F3 plus B.
Whoa,
I mean,
that was weird. Your horse got
Wow.
hurt.
Wow.
I saw the
Yeah,
horse
it did,
get hurt.
right? I saw it got. They've
you
never
jump
gotten
a
hurt
little
up
bit?
until now.
Oh, it's
Oh,
when you
jump.
jump.
Jump. Yeah,
when
the
I jump,
horse-
it get hurt.
It hits the horse.
So there must
instead.
be an invisible block there.
But Cub
Dude,
wasn't
that's
taking damage.
super weird.
Yeah.
What were you doing, Etho?
B-dubs
Wasn't
doesn't
the
get
beat-ups.
Oh,
Wait,
I
no,
just took
beat-ups are
damage.
hurt.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
weird.
Okay, I almost
Yeah,
thought it was
beat-ups.
Etho for a second.
No,
Yeah,
I'm taking
there it
damage.
is.
There you
There it
go.
is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
That's so weird.
Real strange then.
One of those mysteries.
Yeah. We'll never know.
Unsolved.